every business has 7 stages before you become a billionaire, and from what I know from my audience, you are mostly in the second stage. What that means for you is you're making between 10 to 30k a month. Your content is basically a mixture of 3 people that you watch, your business doesn't have any identity, and the market positions you as a normal standard. And now in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to turn a second stage business that has been rebranded to a third stage business, so basically 100k a month. So hopefully you can do the same. So the first thing people look at when they look at your business is your offer, and that is the ultimate promise of the business. What are we trying to achieve here? And I like to break it down into 3 different categories, and that is packaging, problem, and fulfillment. Packaging is really easy to get it started with, so I want to unpack that first. Packaging is basically how people see your offer from outside. So if you want to represent it on your content or even on social media with text, you can simply just tell people what your offer is. That's actually the packaging. And so in packaging, we have 2 different frameworks to go with. We have either push factors or pull factors, and I want you to use both of them. So push factors are the factors that push people over the edge to buy. They're actually not the thing that attract attention, but they're the things that make people scared that they're gonna lose on something, and that is urgency, scarcity, telling people that this offer is limited and they can't get it anywhere else, and actually showing your clients results so people would think they're losing on something, right? And the second factors that aren't as important in my opinion are the pull factors that attract attention, right? For example, your guarantee will attract attention. Now we'll get back to the other room and talk about the problem. And then it's your ability to understand your client's problems. And if I want to choose between these 3, the problem is the most important one that you can master. And that's the reason that your offer is trash and people don't look at it and people aren't attracted to it when you are explaining it in your content. So what you have to do is to go over all of your client pain points, problems, how you can help them, and all of the angles. And I'm sure you've seen this before: unever, problem ever, solution ever, product ever, and the most ever. The most important one that you can work on is to make people problem ever, because the problem is the root of every solution. If there were no problems, we wouldn't find any solutions for it. So if you are the person giving them the problem, they are gonna get back to you for the solution. And the last one is fulfillment. This is pretty straight up. If you don't have a good fulfillment, your offer is trash, because the fulfillment is the ultimate promise of your offer, and you can absolutely achieve that by hiring a client success manager. And I'm going to explain how to do that here in the team section. So if I want to honestly score my offer, it's a 7.8 out of 10, and I'll give it a 5th level priority level at this point. We mostly got the offer in place, but we have to work on the positioning, right? That's the most important thing that we're going to talk about after content, right? So positioning is your ability to stand out in the market and make the market recognize your face as the authority over the other people that put content in the industry. So we have something called the polar graph. If we consider this as the industry leader, you are somewhere around here in the middle. And the industry is not going to recognize that. You should take a polar stand. You should either be the industry leader, which is generally the person who starts the idea for the industry. Then on the left corner, we have the person who stands with the market, like the guy Brian Johnson, who wants to live to 120, and his message is don't die. And he does all of these crazy things. He takes a cold shower every morning at 5:30, and he does all of that to show that he's for the industry with every single ounce of his power. And in the polar graph, he's going to attract 2 types of people attention: the people who want to live healthy, they don't want to die, and the people who are not living a healthy life. And then for both of the sides, he brings in the solution, which are his products. And that's how he raised $60 million for his business. And here we have the person who is against something. So here's the polar stand that we have to make in order to scale this business to 100k a month. I told you that I'm balancing high school, trading, and 100k a month businesses at the same time. That's the polar stand, that you don't have to work 12 hours a day. You just need to have all of the systems in place. And people who are working 12 hours a day are going to get attracted by that. And founders and business owners who don't want to work 12 hours a day, and they are not working 12 hours a day, but they want to leverage their system and their structure, they're basically going to get attracted by that. So our problems here are the market and the algorithm doesn't see us as the extremist standard, and we are considered normal position by the market. And here's the thing, we change our position back and forth before anyone starts liking it, right? So what you have to do is to be really consistent with your messaging and your identity that we're going to talk about here. So before you change your message, thousands, hundreds of people have already seen it and started liking it, right? So based on all of the things I've just said, I'll give it a 4 out of 10. And it's at the second level priority. So if I want to work on something first, it's not going to be the offer, it's going to be the positioning, right? And now the most important thing that shapes a business brand is the identity, right? It's basically the message that gets reflected by your personal brand. So if you want to build your personal brand, the first thing that you have to ask yourself is, what is my identity? What am I trying to accomplish by saying words in front of the camera? So our message here is that to become the industry leader, you have to push the industry limits forward. My question for you is that, have you even reached the limits yet? And Genius C-Suite is an improvement offer as a leverage of going beyond the second stage of your business. Because of the limited insight, founders can't find their actual bottlenecks, and even if they know, they don't know how to solve them. And now that rather than hiring a full C-suite with salaries and shares that cost exponentially higher than our service, you can rent our 100K a month C-suite that do all of the strategy and insight work that you have to do with 10 times less than the price of hiring a whole C-suite, and it brings you a lot more back. So based on all of these things, I'll give our identity a 6 out of 10. We can still work on this, build on top of this with our personal brand, and it's probably a third level priority because it gets directly reflected on my personal brand, right? And your personal brand is something that you can change over a short period of time. And for us right now at the second stage, the most important thing by far is the content, is where you have all of the problems, and it's the biggest bottleneck that is currently stopping you from your Calendly being flooded with high quality clients and people all the time in your DMs asking you for genuinely asking you for help. Like, look at this, I wanted to book a call, but I'm not available tomorrow or Friday. Which one's better? People are just gonna flood into your DMs, ask you to give them a call, a strategy call. And that's how you make money with your business, right? So here's how we're gonna do it, right? It has 5 stages. So the first thing is the ideation strategy. So what you basically have to do is to have an ideation process, right? It's not just a document that you fill in your ideas in it. You need a full system and go through that ranking process every single time you want to record the video. And if it gets less than 60% of the score, you don't have to record that video. That's a low leverage video, right? If you want me to make another video about this structure, comment down below. Please give us the structure, right? Something like that. And the second thing that is really, really important, as we talked about, is your message should go all over the industry 1,000 times before you even think about changing it. Your problem is that you get bored from your message and you change it when most of the people haven't even heard it once. It's something called the dog, pill, and the ham analogy. So basically, if you want to feed the dog a pill, right, the dog's not going to take the pill just right away. You have to put the pill inside the ham and feed the ham to the dog. And by feeding the ham to the dog, he is going to also eat the pill. That's exactly what you have to do. You don't just go away telling people your message, right? This message, for example, You don't just put this message on your Instagram. You put valuable content like the ham and you put the message inside that. That's how you get your message all across the industry. And now the third component, forgive us for the numbers, make 80% of your content about people's problems and only 20% about yourself. What most people do is they sit in front of the camera and they talk about how good they are at things, or they talk about the solutions, the ultimate problem solving structure. You don't need to do that. You need to make most of the video about people's problem, because as we just talked about, it's not about solution ever, it's not about the most ever, it's about the problem ever, because all of the solutions are rooted inside the problem, right? The fourth thing is to don't show people how to fix it, but reveal why they should fix that. Why are you watching this video right now? Because I explained all of your problems and I'm telling you how important it is to solve those problems and why you should solve them. If this video wasn't engaging and valuable enough, you wouldn't sit and watch 10 minutes, 20 minutes till the end of this video, because you know the return, the euros that you're gonna get for this video is gonna be much higher than the time you can spend like working on your business, right? And I want you to understand that our times are valuable. When someone's trading their time with you, it probably means that they are to a sort wanna work with you, they just need pushes. This moves us to the fourth stage, which is creating an acquisition sequence with your CMO. So an acquisition sequence is basically when you try to push people through your funnel, either if that's from your advertising, retargeting ads, or that's from your Instagram stories or VSL funnel, you should get a CMO that knows everything about your clients. Doing all of these things, you're not gonna have enough time to record ads, to record YouTube videos, to record Instagram, to record TikTok, right? So here's the technique no one's gonna tell you. You don't have to make all of these types of content. Just make a long form content. And if you have a good enough team, that team's gonna turn your long form content to short form pieces that's gonna generate thousands of views for you, right? So based on all of the things, this business that we are working on right now will get a 2 out of 10. We have to work on it. And if you want me to document all of the systems, just DM me and I'll do that for y'all. And as you know, content is the first level priority and we have to work on it. Flood Instagram, flood TikTok, right? And after the content, that's where you're gonna make people to trust you. Because if there's no element of trust, people aren't gonna buy from you, right? You know that really well. You've been through calls with clients that aren't gonna buy from you, basically just because they don't trust you. And your problem with your marketing is that you're trying to sell to people that don't trust you simply because they haven't seen the full depth of the knowledge you have. So what you have to do is to show your zone of genius as the point of attraction and then push them through your value system so they will basically trust you to earn the most important currency in the world, which is trust. So by definition, with your zone of genius, you should never try to sell anyone in the market. You should have a selected few target audience that have enough money to pay for your program. Then we have your story video. So you lay out your life story and that's how people resonate with you. If you go to the gym every day, you're gonna get attraction from people who go to the gym every day. If you are an analytic person, you're gonna get attention from people who need someone like that. The third type of content that works really, really well is to coach the host live. So you bring your clients to your house, or if you're a fitness coach, you go with them to the gym and you record content with them live. And this is gonna get a lot of attraction because many people just dream of having that dream coach that's gonna give them everything. And you're selling them that dream by representing how the client journey in your offer program looks like. And then we have the 20-person room content, and this is a great content because this is the type of top of funnel video you want to post to bring people's foot to the door. Later on, you can feed them value, so ultimately making them trust you. And if you're doing all of these 4 things correctly, you can be sure that your clients are going to start recording testimonials for you. Your clients are going to post their day-to-day life, and you can use that as your Instagram highlights, so endlessly people can go through those clients' results and get nurtured comfort and get that sense of trust. Now you push people through the value, and this is the most important part. So you have to give away every single thing you have. You shouldn't talk about really high level things people have no clue about. And here's the format: coach your clients live. So you have a one-on-one session with your client and he's telling you his problem and you give him the solution. And at the end, based on all of your data, you find the best performing angle and you double down on it. And based on all the things we've talked about, our marketing is sitting at 3 out of 10, just because of the zone of genius that we have to work on it, right? We didn't have an opportunity to make all of these crazy things happen. Hopefully we're gonna do that and we're gonna make a separate video about it. So after that, we have the team. And if you don't have a team yet, you don't have a business. You're considered a solopreneur. And the last thing that you can scale to as a solopreneur, it's 30K a month. Nothing beyond that is going to be achievable if you don't have a CMO that's going to give you the exact direction of your marketing and a COO that's going to give you the direction for your sales. And if you don't have these capacities ready, you're going to get views, you're going to attract attention, but you won't be able to convert them into paying clients, which is all the time what we are trying to do, what we prefer. So we have here you as the CEO, we have your CMO and your COO, we have the editor, the copywriter, and the client success manager. And these are the most important hirings that you have to make from the A players. And if you basically hire a bad person, you're gonna waste your money and ruin your whole business. So be sure that they know you. They have gone through your offer and they are trained on what they're doing. And if you get your team, you only have to record everything once. You don't have to look at the video again and see how bad it is and record it 10 more times. Every single person plays a role, right? Your copywriter is supposed to write copies that are gonna get sales. If he's not getting outcome, if he's not getting sales, you just remove him, you hire someone else. Your editor has to get views. If he's not getting views, if he's not getting the outcome, you remove him, you hire a new person. And you have to bring all of these people together and make competition between them for them to care about the business growth, because they only care about their salaries, right? They don't care about nothing else. But if you show them that everyone's working and if the business isn't hitting its goal, it's only and only because one department is doing its job bad, that department is gonna straight up just improve, right? They're gonna work more, they're gonna have better systems to scale. Now, the fifth one is a bit more important. I want to spend a bit more time on it. You have to remove yourself from the business. Let's say you want to go on a vacation to Europe, right? You won't be there for 2 weeks. Is your business going to survive without you? The second thing you got to ask yourself is, if you hire yourself from the strategy, will your team be smart enough to figure everything out themselves? And be the leader, be the leadership layer. Don't do work in the business, work on the business so you can build your empire. And how would the brand look without you? Will the brand still look authentic without you? And this is a really important question to ask yourself if you one day just want to sell the business, right? We're not just making businesses and them living them alone, right? We're not playing that game. We want to exit the business. We want to sell the business for millions of dollars. And you have to ask yourself, if I sell this brand tomorrow, will it be branded without me? And this is a really big proportion of our business right now. And I want to be really honest with you. It's a 10 out of 10. I just gave it a 9 out of 10 to make it like more authentic and honest. But if you want to know the truth, we are pretty fucking good at this. And the priority level for sure is the first level. I told you, you don't have a business if you don't have a team. And let's repeat the message one more time. If you want to become the industry leader, you should push the market limits forward. My question for you is that, have you even reached the limits yet?